I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
How do you get 17 criminal convictions and you don't get deported? How does that happen? 17. That's a pretty big number, you know? Wow.
So, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Yeah.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a
Gotta catch them all.
sanctuary jurisdiction.
Señor, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this.
So there's assault with a heroin. How did this happen? This is shocking.
Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies.
That's crazy. How do you let this happen? This is a shock.
And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got...
Yeah, that's AOE damage, where they go after one of them and then they get another one.
Somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a
like a bonus.
Not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States. So he's going to go today too.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has.
Well, I mean, I called this. Of course, I called this. Obviously, that's what they're going to do. I mean, I'm not a wizard. This is the common sense approach to this topic. Like, if any intelligent person was going to go about solving this problem, this is exactly what they would have done.
Would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that are in the United States illegally.
That's AOE.
They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day. Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities.
Yeah, I fucking bet.
Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell
17 arrests
in the rest of the country.
That's crazy.
We're going to find them whether they're released or not.
Yep.
And guys, shortly after we finished filming, ICE Boston told us they arrested 2 more targets in other parts of town away from our cameras. One of those targets is a previously deported Honduran illegal alien who was arrested for raping a woman while putting a gun in her mouth.
How did this happen? Oh my God. This is insane.
The other target they got is a Haitian man who first flew into the United States in 2023 as part of President Biden's controversial migrant flights mass parole program. Well, they just picked him up yesterday because he's been arrested locally for sexual assault.
This is like astonishingly bad. Oh my God. How did this even happen?
We'll send it back to you.
Bill Malhusian, it was fascinating to watch all of that. I think I was just saying to Bill, this is terrible for Joe Biden and the legacy that he tried to leave behind.
He's done.
A question for me.
He's 80 years
old.
He's
How soon
done.
will they actually be leaving the country? Does that take a long time?
It depends what country they're from. If they're from cooperable countries like El Salvador, Guatemala, countries like that, it can be quick. It can be within days or weeks. If it's countries that are harder to deport, countries that don't cooperate with the U.S. as much, it can go into a process of months. But the Trump administration is changing policies with something called expedited removal. The bottom line is people at home don't need to understand all the policies. The Trump administration is just going to work as fast as they can to get all the people you just saw on camera there out of the country as fast as possible.
Exactly.
They're also going to use their State Department, now led by Marco Rubio, to put pressure on countries that don't cooperate with the U.S. as much when it comes to those deportations.
Bill, just two points of clarification here.
It seems a lot of these crimes are associated with sex crimes. I'm just looking at the list a bit earlier today. I don't know if that generally is the case or not.
Well, those are the worst ones, right? And so, like, you're going to focus on them first. I think that's what makes sense. I mean, that's the only logical way to go about it, I would say.
And second, if Boston's a sanctuary city, how are they allowed to do this? Because we told there would be resistance.
What do they think that there's going to be resistance? Like the Boston police are going to try to stand up to the federal government? What the fuck did they think they were going to do? What? How is this even a question?
Boston doesn't have to cooperate with ICE, but there's nothing they can do to stop ICE from coming into their city and enforcing the law.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened yesterday. And that's the point ICE makes to us is, look, they don't have to cooperate with our detainer requests. They don't have to tell our officers when they're releasing somebody from jail. But we're going to do our job. We have our intel guys out in the field. We have people with eyes all over the place, and we're going to snatch those guys. So they can make ICE's job more difficult, longer, and more dangerous, but it's not going to stop ICE from doing the job, guys. The bottom line is, ICE says it's safer for everybody involved if locals would just hand these guys over in jail once they're arrested, but they don't. They let them out onto the streets. They don't tell ICE about it, so ICE has to spend a lot of resources gathering intel, finding these guys, and then going out into the community to do arrests, which could be dangerous. You saw that combative Haitian man, and then you saw in the case of that one MS-13 member, his friend got snagged. They weren't even looking for him. They were looking for the MS-13 guy. They picked him up because a sanctuary jurisdiction released the MS-13 guy. ICE found him and then found the guy he was in the apartment with. They found out he was an illegal alien as well. So now he's going to be deported too.
That's the AOE damage right there.
Amazing. Bill Maloogian, thank you so much. More to come on that.
Thank you, Bill.
Man, an AOE raid, I guess so. What's more incredible is the lack of cooperation from the Democrats. Well, I mean, I feel like it's just going to make them look really bad. I mean, if you're not cooperating in removing people that have been arrested 17 times and somebody who's been arrested for raping somebody, then, you know, I can't really see how anybody would vote for you after that. I don't really see that happening. I don't see there being any sort of like really recovering from this. And I think that the problem is that, so with like the illegal immigration issue, and I think this is what's happened with a lot of these issues, is that the majority of argumentation that they've had, like left-wing argumentation, I think has been emotionally based, right? Where it's like, oh, well, look at this sad kid, look at this crying mother, and like this is the reason why we shouldn't enforce the laws, basically, right? This is the policy that they're having. And now that like effectively that empathy has been completely demolished. Because when you have people that are in the country that are sex offenders and committing sex crimes, and you're not prosecuting them and going after them, you are now the bad guy. You can no longer claim the moral upper hand. You can't say that we're doing this for anybody's best interest. You can't say that, oh, well, you need to feel sorry for people. So I think that a lot of these policies, the reason why they got pushed is because there is a massive emotional amount of like bandwidth that people are putting in. And I think that's the reason why it's stopping now.